Hello, hello. How are you doing today?
I go
Great.
good, thank you. How are you?
Doing wonderful. Thank you. We're so happy to have both of you on with us today because this show, oh my gosh, it's crazy, and we can't wait for everybody to see it. And you got to be excited because what a set! I mean, when you get something like this, you must just think, "Oh, I have to do this, right?"
Yes,
Yeah.
it's totally
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Yeah, and as we've come to find out that once you get on a set, they're not always as fun as you think they might be. But this one actually looked like it was a lot of fun. This is kind of what you grow up dreaming about, that you're gonna, do something where you get to dress up and get play and get paid for it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It did. It definitely did feel that way. I mean, I think, if someone had told me a decade ago that I would take on a role like that, you would, I would have been, I wouldn't have believed it. I would have been over the moon. So to actually get on those sets and have these incredible costumes on and be doing scenes with wonderful actors and have Roland at the helm of it, leading us all, it is, you do have to take a moment and really appreciate it because you never know what sort of trajectory your career is on or where you're going to get any momentum from or where the work is going to come from. And so when a job like that happens, it does feel like a very sort of blessed moment in your life. So I loved it. I have such fond memories of being on those sets and seeing the scale of this thing and being so impressed by it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and both of you have probably what I feel is the most fun job in the world. But it's certainly not easy. What kind of advice do you give to people that want to follow in your footsteps and do what you do?
to be actors, you mean?
Yes.
I think you really, it's actually a very interesting question. I think when you're 18, when you choose to be an actor, usually you do it when you're very young. So you don't really know how unstable the life of an actor can be, how, up and downs can have, and how frustrating can be to do a career like this. So a lot of people, a lot of kids, when they get into this career, they have this romantic idea of what it should be. And it's right like this, because otherwise you wouldn't have the fire to continue. Then personally, I went through a lot of times where I was like, oh, geez, this career is, it's enough. Like, it's just too much. It's crazy. I'm not happy with this job and stuff. So the advice that I can have is to be tenacious, to study, obviously, but that goes without saying. I don't think you can have a profession if you're not actually studied to make this profession, because it's a very difficult profession. It's not that you wake up one morning and, obviously you can have a natural talent, but to really be able to pursue in this world and to continue, you gotta have like a knowing, like you gotta study, but to be tenacious, and also to have a bit of fatalita, like to believe in, to be fatalists a bit. I really think to continue to be an actor, you can't take things too personally, nor the goods or the bads. This is a career that has no rules. It's a career that it goes up and down without your control. Yeah, the only thing you can control is between the take and stop. You should be good when you perform. All the rest is out of your control. So I think is keep having fun of what you're doing, which is really acting in that gap, being a bit fatalist and be tenacious.
Dimitri?
Oh, I think Gabriela's answer is fantastic. It's the only thing I'd add is like sometimes you sort of attempted to look to your left and right and see what other people are doing and that can be motivating, but at a certain period in time it can also feel like, why didn't I get that chance? Why? And you start asking these questions. I think you have to remember that whatever journey you're on is unique to you and try to enjoy that, because otherwise it will always feel like you're missing out or and that can be hard. It is hard. Every actor I know struggles with that. But I think the more you can sort of appreciate you have this unique journey you're going to go on, and wherever you are now is not necessarily where it's going to be, the next chapter and the next chapter after that. It's all so unknown, but the journey is also yours. So own that part of it.
This is such a fantastic show, and just one that I know that people are going to love. And were you ever looking around on the set at these beautiful sets and just going, I get paid to do this? Like you almost have to do this, right?
Every
Every
job,
day.
but this one in particular.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, as you know, when you get on movie sets, sometimes they're not as fun as you might think when you're growing up. But but this one actually looked like it was a whole lot of fun. Do each of you have a good memory from the set that you'll always take with you?
Yeah, it's just the sort of first coming on and what would be written as three different scenes in different rooms or whatever, learning very early on that you need to forget that these are all interlinked scenes now because of the way that it was designed and the way that Roland shot it, which is predominantly Steadicam. So you're walking into another room and the scene continues, and I love that. You know, it's just it made it just feel much more natural, and you didn't lose the flow. And then on these massive epic sets like the Underbelly, where it was, the scale of it was unbelievable, and the amount of people there, and yeah, it was fantastic.
Absolutely. Well, people look up to both of you and what you do, and they think that's what I want to do because you guys make it look so easy. What kind of advice do you give to people that want to follow in your footsteps and do what you do?
Sara?
No, obviously, well, what is obvious in this show is that you do what you have to do as an actor. You do your preparation, you read the scripts, you do whatever you have to do as research. But then you're lucky if, like us, you are surrounded by, artists, the set designers, the costume designers. They made such a wonderful job. So you don't have to do anything else. The decors are splendid, every detail is fantastic, your costumes are handmade, so that's it. Your character is brought to life also because of the participation of the people. Everything is set for you to deliver the best. So always be very conscious also about that. It's a teamwork, and to value that.
Very well said. And you, sir?
Yeah, right. Echo everything she said. Yeah, but I think it's obviously in terms of working, it's learning your lines and being prepared, having a good idea, and then turning up and expecting things not to go exactly like you imagined them in your head because things will be different. So that's why you need to be prepared so that you can be adaptable, and perhaps the scene isn't going like you thought it was going to go, but you have to carry on and you have to work with the people around you. And and I think with this in particular, I think with Roland, he kind of he really trusted us, I think, and he gave us a lot of trust because he'd chosen us and so that he could carry on and make these beautiful epic shots, and he's not having to worry about the actor because he knows they're going to turn up and I've thought about it and have done the work and have put the effort in. And I think that's a great lesson. It's the effort. It's very important. The work, the more work you do before you turn up, the better, I think, is in my opinion.
Yeah. And last thing, what do you think is so special about the show that would just stand out to everybody else? I mean, we've seen it, we love it, but what is it for you?
Well, I think I don't think anyone's seen a show about ancient Rome that's quite like this, that has such a cross section of society. It's often based on one particular moment of history, whereas this but it also shows the society. It sort of showcases the society in which they live in as much as and how it functions as much as, say, focusing on Vespasian and the dynastic struggle. I think that's what's different.
Yeah. Well, we absolutely love the show. Thank you so much for being with us today. We really appreciate your time. We tell everyone to check it out and look forward to talking to you both again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.